Hey y'all, Kelsey Browning again, back for the third and final Ask Kelsey session of the Thankful for Romance event. So I've got a few more cards and a few more questions from readers. I didn't want to leave anyone out. So first question today is, what do I like on my pizza? Asked Nancy Lubke. And again, Nancy, I'm very sorry if I have massacred your name. What do I like on my pizza? First of all, thin crust. Sorry for those of you who are Chicago style, but I love carbs, but that's way too much dough on my pizza. So my very favorite, pepperoni and jalapeno, for sure, hands down. Are you as forgetful and as random as you seem on video? Well, yes. And it's the only reason. A lot of people would tell you I'm very organized, and honestly that's the reason I am organized, because I'm incredibly random, incredibly forgetful. In fact, I was really upset this morning. I wanted to wear my silver necklace, but I had not been able to find it since the weekend in Birmingham when I was so sick. And I had even told my husband, I said, my collar, this is a James Avery silver collar. I'm afraid that I lost it. And I have a lot of pendants and I changed them out. So this morning, as I was going to get dressed for you again, and yes, we'll talk about that in a minute, I pulled out a pair of my cowboy boots, and guess what I found inside the cowboy boot? Random, people. And in case you're wondering what this pendant means, it means fortune. And I bought that in Chicago at the Romantic Times convention a few years ago, and it was about another 6 months before I got my publishing contract. So fortune. So and about getting dressed. So the next question is, have you only been doing costume changes? Did you in fact record all of these videos in one day? Yes and no. No, actually, I recorded these videos over the course of 4 days. So seriously, y'all, I fixed my hair, put makeup on, lipstick a couple times, multiple days, which should tell you exactly how much I love you. So no, I'm not Carrie Underwood. I've not been just, running back to the bedroom and changing. But just to let you know, and I know you've seen a lot of these videos over the past 4 days, but I have in fact shot total over 50 videos to get the videos that you've seen. So some have come in one shot or one take, but a lot have not. So yeah, I've shot quite a bit of videos over the course of a few days. So Nancy Nagel asks, will I ever write stories set in any of the exotic places that I've visited or that I've lived? The answer is, I sure hope so. I have a lot of ideas kind of stirring in the back of my mind, and I have visited a lot of great places, everywhere from Singapore to Sri Lanka to Oklahoma. So I don't have anything on the docket for the next couple of years, but hopefully you'll see some of that in my writing fairly soon. So Tammy Schaefer wanted to know, would I ever come to North Dakota for any type of reader event? Tammy, I love you dearly. You know that. I'm pretty sure unless someone hog ties me and drags me from Georgia to North Dakota, I'm certainly not coming anytime even close to the winter time. So it might mean that I stick one toe into North Dakota sometime in August. Also, someone asks, you talk all the time about your cowboy boots, how you're obsessed with them, yet we have yet to see any footwear on these videos. You've already seen me get up in the chair, I think, once. So I'm going to try to be careful here, but I will show you the pair of cowboy boots where I found my necklace this morning. Let's see if I can do this. Y'all are going to see exactly how flexible I am. Yes, this is not somebody else's leg. It is, in fact, my legs. So this is my latest pair of cowboy boots that I bought last year for the Barbara Vay Reader Luncheon in Wisconsin. So, all right, last little set of questions. Kyria Lockhart asked a couple things. What's my favorite character to write? What's been my favorite character to write? Gosh, that's kind of like asking what your favorite child is or who your favorite child is. Reality is I only have one child, so, he's kind of a shoo-in. Favorite characters to write. Usually while I'm writing the stories, I love the secondaries. And secondary characters are characters that are not the hero and heroine in a romance. So they might be someone like Napoleon, who is Ashton's dog in Design for Love. Could be someone like Emily Wright, who is Cameron and Jamie Wright's mom. Those are the heroes from Personal Assets and Running the Red Light. the reason that most writers will tell you that secondary characters are so much fun to write is because we don't have to be quite as careful with them. You're definitely, as readers, going to call us out if we screw up one of our main characters, but we can have a lot of fun with those secondary characters. And quite honestly, a couple of my favorite secondary characters in the Texas Night series are Jessup, who is Ashton Davenport's family's sort of butler until this last book, and he kind of makes a career change. And then Dirty Harry, or Clyde. Clyde is the owner of the Dirty Harry's bar, and if you read this last book, Designed for Love, you'll find that he gets to play a little bit bigger part. And Clyde has a tendency not only to eat things that are not good for him, but he tends to stick beers in strange places. So Kyria also wanted to know cats or dogs. For all of you who are cat lovers out there, God bless you, but I am dogs hands down all the way. In fact, if y'all are wondering what my shirt says, and I promise I'm not trying to flash you, this is not Mardi Gras. It says cold nose, warm heart. So for those of you who know that we raised Pharaoh, who was supposed to go on and be a service puppy. Yes, I am going to not flash you with my boobs anymore. This is a t-shirt from CCI. So most of you know that Pharaoh was being trained as a service dog. We had him for 18 months. Then he went to Orlando for advanced training. And a month later, they called us and asked if we would come and pick him up because he was teaching the other dogs those arm fart tricks. No, seriously, he has a heart arrhythmia, so he couldn't go on in the program, but that's what this is. Last question that Kyria asks is, if I were no longer able to write, what would I do? I think it has to be obvious by now. Many of you have asked when I'm going to start my stand-up comedy career, and I'm just waiting for SNL to call y'all. So, all right, this concludes the last Ask Kelsey video for the Thankful for Romance event. I hope y'all have had a great time. We've got a few more guest authors this evening, and then we'll wrap it all up with another bingo game a little later and one last goodbye video from me. So y'all hang around.